Today we're going to shampoo some curls, and to demonstrate the cleansing procedure I'm using the Pivot Point mannequin Amber. Amber has a combination of type 3-4 hair, and she's a great mannequin for students to learn the cleansing procedures and begin some styling procedures on curly hair. When we first start the cleansing procedure, we're going to work in sections. It's always good to cleanse curls in sections. So I've got a center part and then a part from the apex down to behind the ear on both sides. So we have 4 quadrants we're going to work on. If Amber was a true type 4 mannequin, I probably may section in 6 sections. So I may divide 6 to 8 sections actually. I may divide each one of these quadrants in half, sort of sectioning out the parietal ridge and cleansing that separately from what is on the flat section of the head. The first step is we're going to wet the mannequin. So when we're wetting the mannequin, one thing about dealing with curls is we have to make sure that there is a lot of moisture in this hair during the cleansing procedure. So we're going to really wet this mannequin. We're going to drench it to start the cleansing procedure. This prevents breakage. If there's enough moisture, you will have less breakage. You want to use lukewarm water, and you just want to take your time and really wet that hair, focusing on the root area, because sometimes with type 3 and 4 hair, the hair just will end up bouncing off the curls. The water, I should say, will end up bouncing off the curls, and you won't get enough dampness or drenching at the root. So you really want to make sure you've got that root drenched. Okay, so we have enough water in there now, and then just go back and make sure your sections are still there, your 4 quadrants. As you would with the client, we're just going to get rid of any drippage that may be happening. So I have a few favorite products I like to use. I like to use Sheena's hair care products. Those are wonderful, and you can check this out online, this product line. It's a simple line, but very good quality. So you might want to look at Sheena's hair care. The other products I like to use are Rusk, the repairing cleanser, and the repairing conditioner. These are also some nice products to use on type 4 hair. So I'm going to take a small amount of shampoo and start applying that shampoo to the scalp area, because it's really the scalp area that we want to cleanse. I'm working one section at a time, and I'm just putting a little bit of product from my hand here onto that section, almost as if you're applying a color. Once I'm done, then I'm going to start in the front quadrant. Never put your hands on top or work in a circular motion. I'm going to start underneath and work in a vertical motion, up and down. So I'm just cleansing the scalp, but my fingers are not going in a circular motion. They're just going up and down. I can also go this way, in from the front, and cleanse that hairline. You know how sometimes we get makeup buildup, product buildup along the hairline? We can cleanse that. But the fingers are always moving in a raking motion. And I'm sort of dividing the top out as I rake through the bottom, and I'm going horizontal and then vertical, or vertical, horizontal. It doesn't matter. And I like to cleanse that scalp, usually repeating that about 3 times, and then just pulling that product by raking my fingers through the hair and pulling that shampoo or product through to the ends. Remember, our main focus for the cleansing is at the scalp area. You can also take your hands and just pull that product through. That's another way to cleanse right through to the ends. But again, I remind you, do this in sections and don't do any movements as you're doing this. Just pull that product through. So that's one section. Then we're going to go around to the back. And again, make sure you can see your section. It doesn't have to be a complete, exact, clean parting, but you have to have a section there. Take another amount of shampoo about the size of a dime, and we're just going to work that in the scalp subsection and apply your shampoo to the scalp. So I'm going to just keep going and work my way around into all 4 sections. Section 3. Cleansed, we can start the rinsing. Again, remember, lukewarm water. We can start rinsing in the back region. And I'm rinsing the first back section, and then I move to the front section. Again, we're working in sections as we rinse. Make sure that water maintains a lukewarm temperature. Rinse the back section first. And then rinse your front section. Of course, if you were doing this on a human, it would be a little different procedure because they would be fitting in the shampoo bowl. With the mannequin, you can move her around. You want to make sure she is rinsed and there's no soap purse left behind. Always like to have a comb on hand just to double check, make sure. You can see she's still tangle free. You can easily comb that through. Also check to make sure there's no soap purse, and she looks pretty good before you stop rinsing. You don't want to have any soap left in there. Okay, once we're done the rinsing procedure, then we go back and find our 4 sections, and you can actually still see the 4 sections in there because we rinsed using those. We start detangling at the ends, work our way up to the scalp. And now we're going to add our conditioner. Working in the 4 sections. So there's a number of conditioners you can use. I'm using the Rust Pure Mix Wild Honey Conditioner. Sometimes I also like to use Sheena's Hair Care leave-in conditioner for this. But I want to show you the procedure of how we rinse with the conditioner in as the hair is in braids. So I just want to show you that. But you can also do this with the leave-in conditioner from Sheena's Hair Care line. So we're going to take approximately the size of a loonie, that amount of conditioner, and we're going to apply it in our first quadrant. And again, remember, all the products I'm using, these are moisturizing products. And I find for this hair type, it's really important to use your moisturizing products. So I'm just adding that in, raking it through. I'm going to use a little bit more. And most of the product is now being applied to the shaft and the ends. So this is different because our shampoo was applied near the scalp and worked in near the scalp and just dragged through to the ends or raked through to the ends. But our conditioner is the opposite. It is applied to the shaft and the ends. So that's where you want most of your product. So there's the first section done, and now we're going to do our back quadrant, and we're just going to keep going and adding our conditioner. Section by section. So we have a lot of moisture in there. We've got our water, we've got our conditioner. We have removed the excess water from the hair though. Okay, so now our conditioner is applied, and we're going to comb that conditioner through the hair. So we're starting at the ends and working our way to the top. And you can see, because of the cleansing procedure we use, the comb moves easily through the hair. And now I'm just going to part it a little bit different. I'm taking a little bit of a side part here because we're actually going to pre-style this hair as well. So I like to go through it with first a wave comb, and I'm using the Danical wave comb, and then with a detangling brush. So now we're going to comb that hair and pull it really tight, flatten out that root area, and we're going to place an elastic around that hair. Just put a ponytail, and we're going to do this in each quadrant. Then we're going to stretch that hair one more time using our brush and our fingers. and we're going to divide it into 3 and braid. And as we braid, really stretch that hair. Once we get near the end, you're just going to smooth that end out, wrap it around your finger, and almost make a little curl there. So we're going to continue that. So again, work in your quadrants. We're going to first use our wave comb, work from the ends up to the scalp. You can see our moisturizing conditioner on there. Then we're going to comb that hair, brush that hair I should say, flat against the scalp, and place it in a ponytail using quite a bit of tension as we're brushing, a lot of tension to keep it flat. And what this procedure does is it prevents the style from getting too big. As we know, type 4 hair can get quite full, and we want to try and keep it close near the scalp. Again, we braid the end with some good tension. And as you get to the end, we pull that tight, wrap it around our finger, and place a little curl there. Okay, now we have completed the conditioning portion of our cleansing and conditioning process, and we have 4 sections still, and each one is combed flat near the scalp, an elastic put in to hold that tension, and then a small braid. And now what we're going to do is we're going to rinse this with the braids in. So again, a lukewarm water. And we're going to start at the back and move our way to the front. Rinse the braid, the scalp area first, top section, and then the bottom section, the braided area. And you can see when we first start rinsing, you can see the conditioner in there coming out. And then as we rinse more, there's less conditioner. And that's when you know it's time to rinse the braid. And we're moving to the front section, rinsing, rinse the braid. And our rinsing is complete. And now what we need to do is go back. Before we do, I'm going to use Sheena's towel wrap just to get rid of some of the moisture, some of moisture in the hair. This is a great wrap. Releases a lot, absorbs a lot of moisture. And then just gonna double check our curls, put them back into place, but you can see the braids have stayed intact. You can do this with a center part or a side part. I did one with the center part and one with the side part. And now she's cleansed, ready to dry. And when she's dry, we're